knows, we live in Lapeer, and Tracy, who is my reluctant sound person, and being a good sport and actually being my sound lady for today. She's not really a sound lady, but she plays one on TV. First of all, whether you're a lodger, whether you're a visitor, or you're an employee, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for your time. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to tell you some stories and some jokes, and I'm hoping to brighten your day, because I know things can be so serious, and I think humor is a great way to kind of distract, I guess. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys some of the things that I've experienced in my life. Some great and some not so great. But the story I'm about to tell you basically it proves the old adage, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, I was rushed to the hospital, and I found out that I had spinal meningitis. So that was the start of my battle with, struggle with different illnesses. And after that, I think at about age 7, it was determined that I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Then at about age 20, I had both of my hands reconstructed, and I had both of my feet reconstructed. Did it at the Blodgett Hospital by a world-renowned surgeon. Then, when I was old enough, I think it was when I was actually in kindergarten, my teeth were so messed up that they actually had rows. It actually looked like I had rows of teeth. And so the fellow students, when bringing in their lunch, they would actually give me their food and I would take bites of it. And they would look at the weird looking marks on it. And so yeah, they actually shared their lunch just so they could look at the weird teeth marks. Little did I know in school at that age, that was kind of my trademark. What a weird thing to be known for. Some of the things that the kids would bring me were peanut butter sandwiches and cookies. And little did I know that later on eBay, I actually became famous for being Shark Boy. All because of weird teeth. Like I said, some of the food that they gave me to bite was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cookies. Now, if you guys have never heard of that type of food, that was actually food that children would take in their sack lunches, and that's what they would take for lunch. Now, you may not recognize those two things, but that is what kids took, but that was way before Michelle Obama decided that she was a lot smarter than the average parent. And actually, now that I think about it, that was even before there was a Department of Homeland Food Police, which I hate to say, but does exist now. And so yeah, basically, drop that Pop-Tart, kid, and nobody gets hurt. All right. Another one of the things that I struggled with early on was, I take that back. This actually happened about 6 years ago. My vision started to get poor, and within 1 year, it went from being poor to non-existent. Yeah, in 1 year. And as terrible as that sounds, there are some funny things about it. Thank God. But one of the good things about it, believe it or not, I don't have to pick out paint colors anymore with my fiance. And honest to God, So we go to the paint store, as a Home Depot or wherever, and we went to the store to buy white paint. Now, just in case you're a man and didn't know this, apparently, because I found out, there are many, many colors of white. Yeah, there is white, there's near white, there's off-white, there's eggshell white. There is Edgar Winter white, there's LED white, Huckleberry Finn white, and, yep, Betty white. So I learned those colors quickly, and I also learned that picking out paint colors was not for me.
I am so sorry. You're
And
fine.
yes, believe it or not, you probably do believe this. There are some bad things about being blind. One thing is parallel parking. Yep. Not so easy to parallel park. The other thing is, I did quit driving. And you're welcome, trust me. I remember the last time I drove it was not pretty. It really wasn't. But one of the things, when I did lose my sight, I was never concerned about people that I didn't know, how they would react, but the people that I was kind of concerned about was my friends. You know, how they would react, because I knew they never hung around blind people before I lost my sight. I never hung around a blind person. So to set them at ease and me, I actually wrote my first joke. So I thought we were going to a party, and I knew they'd be there. So I actually wrote this joke just to kind of make it to where they could understand that I haven't changed. So the first time I saw Tim came up to me and started talking about, hey man, how blind are you? And we just basically shot I can't say that word, we gaffed and caught up. And when he talked about, well dude, you know, what's it like being blind? I said, listen, Tim, I am the same goofball that I always have been. I just really suck at designated driving. And it's been almost 2 months ago now. My legs decided to do the same thing that my girlfriend does, which is listen to me about half the time. So I was having difficulty walking. So what I did not because I wanted to, but I ended up checking myself into McLaren. And when I got there, they looked at the symptoms, and they basically just make a guesstimate. And what they guesstimated was, because of the symptoms, they were going to treat it as if it was a bout with MS, which, by the way, I'd never had before. So I guess that was, you know, a guesstimate. I wasn't really expecting it. I didn't know what the heck was going on. But when I got there, they decided what they wanted to do was they wanted to stop the damage and try to make it stop. They don't really attack it with a scalpel. They actually attack it with a baseball bat with nails in it approach. So the first thing they did, they hooked me up to an IV. Now, if you guys don't know what steroids are, or maybe you do, there's lots of forms of them, but this one's liquid so they can get it into me as quick as possible. For 5 days, they put me on 500 milligrams of prednisone a day for 5 days.